Hello and welcome to this Liverpool news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor and I'm here to take you through all of the latest Liverpool news, including some links with Alexis McAllister to Real Madrid, some links with Adam Wharton to Liverpool, some links with Andy Robertson away from the club or potentially a new contract. Jermaine Pennant is having his say on the manager. We also have some quotes from a former French striker who frankly I've never heard of and averaged a goal every 6 games and managed just 7 games at Barcelona before they decided he was too shit and shipped him back off to France. So we'll look at that. He's basically slagging off Jeremy Jacquet, which is just unnecessary, isn't it? We will come back to that later in the video. For now, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's jump straight into the news. Let's speak about midfielders then. So we have some stories around Keith Smith, we have some stories around Adam Wharton and Alexis McAllister, and I want to kind of tie all these together. So first of all, from Mario Cortena from The Athletic, he said Carlo Ancelotti previously asked for Alexis McAllister during his time at Real Madrid. While no deal was fully explored, Madrid received positive feedback from those around the player. McAllister is well liked at the club, and his contract at Liverpool until 2028 could make a future move more feasible if Madrid decide to act. Now, there's always been murmurs that Alexis would be open to this move. There's always just a feeling around McAllister that he might have another step in his career. Real Madrid does seem like a club that would be a likely destination for him if he did leave Liverpool. And there was even talk of Madrid willing to pay something like £76 million, I think it was last summer. Which, look, I'm sure the club would consider, and especially as his contract is coming towards an end, like 2028, he'll be entering the final 2 years of that contract this summer. So maybe he does make a move, maybe they do come in for him, and then maybe we do see someone like an Adam Wharton come in. And on Wharton then, this is from the Mirror this morning, who said that Liverpool could rival Manchester United and Real Madrid for the £80 million signing of Crystal Palace and England midfielder Adam Wharton in the summer. Wharton could be looking for a move given his club's signs of ambition in recent times and will back himself that he's ready for that big career move. Of course, Crystal Palace have been losing players and managers left, right and centre, like Glasner's gone in the summer, Mark Gahey's gone, they've just brought in like Strand Larson and I can't remember who else they've bought, but basically, yeah, they're not really looking like they're in an upward trajectory here, and Adam Wharton, I would imagine, will be the next one to move. There was some reports recently that he kind of favours a move to Liverpool, that Anfield would be his preferred destination, and there already has been direct club-to-club talks, and it's one that could progress very quickly if we do decide to act on it. So I would imagine in this scenario, if Alexis McAllister was to leave, I would imagine that money would be pumped straight back into the Adam Wharton signing. We obviously have Curtis Jones as well, who looked like he could be sold in the summer because he's only 12 months left on his contract then, and his contract situation's up in the air really, which we discussed in the early video, if you do want to have a look at that one as well. But I think Adam Wharton would make a lot of sense, particularly just because we need more homegrown players. He's Premier League proven. He looks to be available, like Palace again, probably will be struggling come the summer, and he'll want out, then they'll have to cash in at some point. So I'd imagine it is a deal that we can get done if we really want to, so definitely want to keep an eye on. Another report from The Athletic this morning actually about Real Madrid, basically saying that they have Adam Wharton and Keith Smith of AZ Alkmaar on their list of players for the summer. Keith Smith is now seen as the more favoured out of the two, I'd imagine because 1, he's cheaper, 2, Wharton probably wants to stay in the Premier League, and 3, just Madrid know they can't compete with the mighty Reds, can they? Plus, look, they've had a bad time with English players recently, haven't they? Big flops, a lot of them really, aren't they? So do let me know, would you be happy to see Alexis McAllister sold and Adam Wharton brought in? I wouldn't really want McAllister sold, but look, I could see it happening. He hasn't been fantastic this season, and I could see the club wanting to cash in if he's kind of agitating for a move. And if there is 60 or 70 million pound put on the table for Alexis, I'm sure they will consider it. So please do let me know, would you be happy with that, or would you be looking to keep Alexis alongside Wharton, or do you even want Wharton? Let me know, who was your preferred DM target? Next up then, a little bit on the future of Andy Robertson. This is coming from Football Insider, who said that Andy Robertson is not guaranteed to join Tottenham once his Liverpool contract expires this summer. Despite strong interest from Spurs in January, the Scotland international plans to assess all options, including a move abroad or a potential move to Celtic, before deciding his future. That was then followed up by Team Talk today as well, who said that Liverpool are basically considering offering him a 1 or 2 year extension on his contract, which I would be all for. I would really like to keep Andy Robertson as the deputy for Milos Kerkez. Like, the thoughts of Kerkez being our main left back, I'm more than happy with that, but I would like someone with a bit of experience behind him just to kind of shepherd him into the team, and who better for that than Andy Robertson? Or even like, if there's a game where Kerkez looks a bit out of his depth, if he's struggling, like, you have that steady, calm head of Andy Robertson there you can bring in, which is always a good thing to have off the bench. Like, you don't just need young lads competing for spots, you do need experience. You need just like a calm head in some situations, and Andy Robertson would certainly be that. Even going back to something Arne Slot said yesterday, like he was saying about like people look back on the golden era of Liverpool under Klopp and think of like Salah, Mane and Firmino, but then when you actually go into the club and speak to people, names like James Milner and Jordan Henderson come up. Like, again, the experienced people the leaders in the dressing room. Like, it is very, very important. Andy Robertson, vice captain of this club, a proper professional, a really good, just nice lad by the looks of it. And yeah, I would definitely be opting to keep him if that is an option, but I can fully understand if he wants to leave as well, then that's his prerogative at this point. Like, he deserves to decide his own future, but if it was up to me, I'd be giving him at least another year. Please do let me know though, would you agree with that? Would you keep Robertson, or would you be happy to let him leave? Next up then, Jermaine Pennant has been speaking about Arne Slot, and he said, I think if it wasn't for him winning the league, I think he would have been sacked by now. The drop-off is huge from last season. They're currently outside the top 5 places for a Champions League spot. That's not good enough for Liverpool Football Club. And look, I'm not going to go on a big rant here. I ultimately think he will be here until at least the end of the season, so I'm not going to waste my energy and breath shouting about it, but just how I bring that up, Jermaine Pennant is of the mind that if he hadn't won the league last year, he might have been sacked at this point. And he's probably not wrong, to be fair. Like, that probably has bought him more time and bought him more backing from the hierarchy. But yeah, just wanted to see, like, do you agree with Jermaine Pennant? If we didn't win the league last year, would Slot have been sacked by now? I would say probably yes, but yeah, that's up for debate really. I did mention there was a former French striker who's only scored 1 goal in every 6 games in his career. Christophe Dugarry has slammed Liverpool as suckers for spending so much money on Jeremy Jacquet. This isn't meant to offend the player. Honestly, he's not to blame at all, and we wish him all the best because he's a good player. When you have suckers like that, well done to Rennes. Rennes managed to find a sucker like Liverpool for €72 million. Very well, but look at the result. Let them continue. All these English clubs sending tens of millions of euro. This isn't just a 2-tiered football situation anymore. It's a football that's lost its mind. Let's stop trying to pretend there's a justification for it. There's no justification whatsoever. And even for poor little Jacquet, like, why are you calling him poor little Jacquet? Like, just you said you weren't going to offend the player, and now you're making out like he's not worth the money and he's just like this pawn and all. Like, just stop that. It's nonsense. He continues anyway. This transfer is going to put a lot of pressure on him. Even him, the poor kid who is certainly a very good player, is going to arrive with a pall of pressure. His performances will be viewed differently, even though he doesn't deserve it. Those of us who know football, let's not try to justify this amount by saying it's because Liverpool has money or whatever. It's meaningless. I don't know what's going on. It's ridiculous. No, it's not supply and demand. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now, look, there probably is something to be said for, like, whatever, 55, 60 million pounds being spent on a lad who has 30 games in the top flight in France. But when you see, like, some of the prices being bandied around for players, I think in this market, it's not the worst deal in the world. Like, did it be slightly overspend? Possibly. Could it look like a bargain in 2 years' time? Absolutely. There could even be a point where, like, he comes in as fantastic for us and then we sell him in 7 or 8 years and still make a profit on him. Like, that's just the market now. That's how it has gone. And especially now with, like, every club has access to, like, the best data. Like, you see likes of Liverpool having to go in for these players earlier and put the money up and get them now because, like, let's say, imagine he went to Brighton. Let's say if Brighton had managed to get him 6 months ago for 30 million. You telling me if he comes into the Premier League, plays well for a season or two, that Brighton aren't suddenly looking for like £120 million for him? Like, that is 100% what would happen. So it's good to see that the club is getting ahead of this and bringing in young lads. Like, even there was like 3 or 4 young centre backs from like the age of 17 to 19 brought into the academy as well. Like, you have to be smart with these things. Obviously, you're not going to spend £55 million on every 20-year-old you want, but they have seen something here. Obviously, like, there was stuff about the adversity he's faced. His stats are very good. The data, like, just everything about him screams that he is a guarantee to be a very good player. And the club have put their money where their mouth is, which is what we all want them to do. And look, I have no issues with it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I'd be fairly confident it will work out. I'd be like 90% sure the club have got this right with the fee and everything as well. So I disagree with Mr. Christophe Dugarry, but please do let me know. Is it overpaying or is it not? Like, again, I think it's an alright price. Like, it's not a fantastic price, but it's not like a ridiculous price in this current market. That's all from me this afternoon anyway. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Please do let me know as well if you agree on these takes. Like, would you want Adam Wharton? Would you give Andy Robertson a new contract? And do you agree with Christophe Dugarry that the fee for Jacquet is ridiculous? Because, again, I just don't think it is. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.